Check out the Swan in the middle of the lake. Swan Lake.
This morning we have the typical problem in reverse that we usually have. Today it's supposed to be sunny and nice all day, virtually the whole day, except I have some honey-do stuff to do, and I still wanted to do some tuning on this and get a couple more rides on this, because I think pretty soon it's going to be time to put the summer jetting in, and I wanted to make a whole video on how I've done that in the past and with the modifications I've made and sorting out the jets and whatever. Thought that might be useful information. Now, with all that aside, the golden rule applies today. Any day you can ride. You don't mow the grass, and you don't, because you can do that stuff on a day when it's not going to be nice. Anyway, we have one of the rare days today. I think it's going to be beautiful the whole day. And we're going to try to get another ride on the RD, because pretty soon I'll be finished with that project. I got to do the wheel. I got to polish one side of the engine. And I'm not sure, and the jetting, and then that bike will be ready for the rest of the year. Now you can bet I can't wait to get out on the open road with this, but I have the final thought on this project. Since I haven't really ridden it yet, I was hoping I could get a ride where we would get together at Choppers on a Saturday or something, so I could have kind of like my little fake unveiling or whatever it is that we're going to unveil. But this guy's ready to ride. The R1, I have to check the front tire, get that scuffed in before we get too aggressive, and I don't like to ride any of the 1000cc bikes when the traction conditions on the roads are cold or wet or damp, or I'm feeling sick, and we've just had the last month all of those things involved. So and what I always like to do when I'm working on a bike like the RD and I'm in the middle of doing things, I like to just finish it and be done with it and get it where this bike is now that it's ready for the riding season. Now when you only have one or two bikes that you ride regularly, what happens is you get really dialed into them and you get to ride around all their little funny spots and you get to know them like a good friend. Well, when you have, as that number goes up, you get more and more brain input has to go into which bike am I riding? Does this bike do this, or does it do that, or do I not do that, or whatever? And I've been very fortunate in being able to adjust my I don't know, whatever you want to call it, my riding skill to the various bikes, and I kind of enjoy that. That's one. I don't like riding the same bike over and over, but in a case like this RD, I want to get this guy ready for the summer, because we have a big summer coming up. Once this virus breaks, we are going to be riding, I hope, every day. And I said it on yesterday's video at the end. When I came back into town, they had a big sign hanging on the bridge, "Thank you, medical workers." And boy, am I ever grateful for that, for the people who put their lives on the line, on the front line. And I'm very happy because so far Karen and I have been, well, our whole family has been safe. And I've been trying to take my rides, and the only thing I do is buy gas and wipe my hands off with the alcohol pad and keep riding. That is the best part of my morning. Getting the fish fed, getting the birds fed, having a big cup of coffee with Karen, and then getting out on the open road. Now, believe it or not, this morning, you can see it right here. This is the first of the zinnias actually poking his nose up. Actually, there's two of them. There's one over there too. I got two zinnias coming up. I'm not sure that those are the first two. And my little zinnia farm has started for the year. Reason to have an extra cup of coffee this morning. Listen to those birds. Jesus. I guess it's a wonderful time of year to be a songbird too. Look, these birds are everywhere. Goofy, did you have enough to eat today? You gonna go check out the motorcycles? Ah. Well, Karen just yelled out to me, it's supposed to be blue skies all day, 0 chance of rain. I'm never quite sure what that means, because I've gone out on 0 days and it's rained. I always think this is the test of having a good life, a really good life. You turn the coffee pot on, you look outside, and look what's out there waiting. Waiting for the open road. Polished, maintained, charged, supercharged. I'm not sure what, but I'm ready for that coffee. And it's actually the first morning. Karen and I are going to have our coffee out on the front porch. Check out the local flowering everything. Wow. It is a wonderful time of year here in northern New Jersey. And boy, Karen picked exactly the right date to put up the summer wreath the other day. Well, this is why I trust her judgment on all things, period. So as I'm sitting out on the porch here having my coffee, look what came. Everwild Farms for Karen Artnowski. This is the seeds. We bought a bunch of seeds because this year we're going to try to grow everything from seeds if we can, or most stuff. And a cup of coffee just before you go for a ride just tastes so good. Sitting on the porch here, feet up, looking at my seed catalog. Mental illness. Another sign of spring. Birds coming to the fountain. And birds last year, they built a nest up in our tree. We had more action on this porch. Well, the birds agree, the fish agree, the wife agrees. Time to burn some two-stroke oil. Listen to those birds, wow. Why, some of the flowering trees that are out in this area of the country right now for the next month, this is just a spectacular time to get a ride in. Wow. Pretty soon the leaves are going to start coming out on the trees, and these rides will be totally different.
Now I think this is wonderful. I think this is just the nicest thing. We have that in Rutherford. This is in Kinnelon. And I see these signs starting to go up everywhere. I just think, boy, that's really something special. Boy, did this ever turn out to be a blue skies day. Look at the color of that sky. Blue skies. Wow. The nicest day so far this year. Check out the SWAN in the middle of the lake. SWAN Lake.
you think those birds ever get sick of chirping? They're chirping, chirping, chirping. 24/7. Yes, I know you need a girlfriend. I know. Anyway, we had a wonderful ride. Look at the sky, as blue as can be. Just bike ran like a Rolex watch. But it is going to be time to start the next rainy day. I'll do the jetting on it. Put the summer jetting in because it looks like it's almost 70 degrees here today. It'll be ready for the summer jetting, and check the timing and do what you have to do to these old bikes is every once in a while go over them with a fine-tooth comb. We'll take care of that, clean the air filter, do our maintenance, and we'll be good for the year. But I still want to polish that back wheel, and I got to do the other side of the engine. Now, I thought when I got home one day, somebody would be in the garage doing it for me. That bird won't even do it for me. You won't do it for me. So guess what? I got to do it. Anyway, hope you did enjoy the sharing our ride, of course. And boy, thank you again to these medical people that are making it possible that we can have a life that we have. And thanks for watching.